Miya Marcano went missing on September 24th, 2021, and her body was found on October 2nd. The 19-year-old woman who was found dead in the woods near an Orlando apartment complex died of homicide by undetermined means, according to an autopsy report by the Orange County Medical Examiner's Office. Marcano's body was near complete skeletonization in the face, neck, torso, and upper arms, the autopsy report said. There was no identifiable evidence of trauma, the report said. Black duct tape, described as evidence of restraint, was found around her neck, on both wrists, bound behind her back and both ankles, the report said. The decedent was found in an abandoned section of an apartment complex, suggesting intentional disposal of her body. Joshua D. Stephanie, Orange County Chief Medical Examiner, wrote in the autopsy report. In my opinion, the manner in which she was found, with multiple restraints and her disposition in an abandoned area of an apartment complex, indicates some type of assault. Armando Manuel Caballero was identified as a person of interest in the case and was found dead of an apparent suicide on September 27th. Caballero had shown a romantic interest in Marcano but was repeatedly rebuffed, Orange County Sheriff John Mina said. Cell phone records indicate Caballero was in or near the apartments for about 20 minutes between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. the evening Marcano was reported missing, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Authorities were not looking for any other people in connection with Marcano's death because investigators believe Caballero was responsible for this crime, Mina said in October. The report states that Marcano's body was found nearly completely skeletonized, with black duct tape around her neck, ankles, and wrists, which were bound behind her back. Orange County Chief Medical Examiner Joshua D. Stephanie reported that there was no identifiable evidence of trauma due to the advanced decomposition. In my opinion, the manner in which she was found, with multiple restraints and her disposition in an abandoned area of an apartment complex, indicates some type of assault, but because of the lack of any identifiable soft tissue injuries due to advanced decomposition, the cause of death is a homicide by undetermined means, Stephanie wrote in the autopsy report. Investigators believe Caballero, who worked maintenance at the complex where Marcano lived, had expressed a romantic interest in the college student before she vanished, but was repeatedly rebuffed. Prior to his death, Caballero told detectives that he last saw Marcano at work around 3 p.m. on September 24, according to Orange County Sheriff John Mina. Authorities believe Caballero snuck into Marcano's apartment using a maintenance-issued master key fob before she got off work. I don't know a woman who has not had to take precautions against being physically or sexually attacked for their gender identity. From not staying out too late to being told not to dress a certain way, West Indian culture has taken part in GBV. GBV is a symptom and result of a much bigger problem, patriarchy. Patriarchy raises and conditions males to value status, money, network, and power, while dismissing cultivation of emotional intelligence and empathy toward female counterparts. Additional read, Andrea Barrett, Trinidad's slain daughter. Men are seen as builders of success in a capitalistic society, while women are viewed in terms of reproductive abilities and as sexual objects. This oppressive system encourages a sense of entitlement to women's bodies. Non-conforming individuals are viewed as broken according to this archaic system. In early 2021, the West Indian community grieved the murder of Andrea Barrett, which also brought up the death of Ashanti Riley. These two young women lost their lives as a result of GBV. There has been an increase in cases of women whose lives ended prematurely since the start of COVID-19. The latest is Miya Marcano, another West Indian woman who was murdered in October. Marcano, a 19-year-old college student, was kidnapped by Armando Caballero on September 24, 2021. Caballero, 27, was a maintenance worker in Marcano's apartment complex, the Artes Villas. Marcano disappeared after he used his key fob to enter her apartment. Despite overwhelming evidence of his involvement, Orange County Police Department did not immediately detain Caballero. Unable to deal with the consequences of his actions, Caballero chose to take his own life. Marcano's body was found on August 2, 2021, with her mouth, arms, and legs bound by duct tape. Before her disappearance, Marcano was harassed repeatedly by Caballero because she did not reciprocate his romantic interest. Aggressively pursuing someone should not be confused with compliments. Abuse, sexual harassment, and rape have nothing to do with an individual's desirability or attractiveness. Toxic masculinity has everything to do with a sense of entitlement and need to control or dominate women. The old boys will be boys mentality perpetuates GBV. With this phrase, there is acceptance of bad behavior from men and boys, while women and girls are expected to accept such treatment. Most women can recall elementary school when they heard the phrase, "He is mean to you because he likes you," whenever a boy crossed boundaries. Marcano's death is not the first shocking case and will not be the last horrifying death unless the West Indian community agrees, make the necessary systemic changes to dismantle patriarchy. Today, women are empowering each other and working on ending the cycle of misogyny through various platforms and organizations. Women are connecting with other women and being open with their vulnerabilities. Historically, women have fought side by side for the right to vote, run for office, financial freedom, criminalizing marital rape, filing for divorce, winning Roe v. Wade, the right to education, Title IX, and much more. However, there is still work to be done, particularly in the area of reproductive justice. Second, we need to reframe the problem. GBV is framed as a women's issue, which is concerning since most aggressors are men. This perspective frames gender violence as a victim's issue and not the aggressor's issue. The responsibility of creating change, overcoming trauma, recovering and raising public awareness is shifted onto the shoulders of female victims, while aggressors remain unchanged. GBV is a men's issue. Women are subject to its symptoms. The silence and complicity of rape culture enable aggressors and puts more women at risk of becoming victims in the same culture and environment. As potential victims of GBV, women can only reduce and manage risks through actions like self-defense classes. However, women cannot prevent violence. Third, we need to challenge patriarchy. A patriarchal culture encourages men to see women for gender rather than as human beings. This reduces an individual's qualities to their gender and is dehumanizing. Not physically or verbally assaulting a woman should be a societal default, regardless what a woman is wearing, how she speaks, or presents herself. Men need to see women as human beings. Fourth, male allyship is essential in ending GBV, and it involves men calling out their fellow men on abuse, harassment, and rape. Men need to listen, learn, and support women to be male allies. When a male ally shows up and talks about protecting the women in his life because he cares about them, he needs to check in with his fellow men who may be filled with aggression and not willing to unlearn sexist behaviors. Men are more likely to listen to male peers than women for one patriarchal reason. Men respect other men and are more likely to view them as equals. What does male allyship look like? These are men who are comfortable pointing to women who inspire them and view women as equals. Male allies are genuinely impressed by women's strength. They do not feel the need to be in the spotlight and are not threatened by decentering themselves. They are not lazy in their self-reflections. They hold other men accountable. Most importantly, male allies also forego the male superiority complex. They do not assume women are not as equipped. Instead, they create space to allow women to process problems and derive an effective solution. If input is needed while working towards a solution, then he offers to help in the form of an equal partnership. Fifth, West Indian men must be open about their aggressions, their own traumas, and mental health conditions. It is essential to ending toxic masculinity, a major contributing factor to GBV. Mental health is a taboo topic in the community and must be discussed. Since her death, Marcano's family has started the Miya Marcano Foundation, which aims to help support families of missing persons and educate communities on ways to protect one another.